What if I told you that the guy who fixed the Duke boy's car in the 70s went on to become a US congressman? That's the wild story of Ben Jones, and it raises some fascinating questions about fame, identity, and the unexpected paths life can take. Personally, I think his journey from Cooter Davenport to Washington, D.C. is a masterclass in how people reinvent themselves, and how their pasts can haunt or define them. Let me break this down. Here's a guy who spent 7 seasons in a pickup truck yelling "Breaker 1" while dodging police chases, only to later navigate the political minefield of Capitol Hill. What makes this really interesting is how his on-screen persona, as the "or shucks" mechanic, directly contrasted with his real-life political persona, a Democrat who could buck his party on economic issues while being liberal on social ones. It's like he had 2 identities, one for the moonshine-running good old boy crowd, and another for the people who actually paid his salary. Now, think about this. The Dukes of Hazzard wasn't just a show about car chases and Southern charm. It was a morality tale wrapped in a Confederate flag. And here's the kicker: Ben Jones himself called it a modern-day morality tale, and a fine example of Southern values. But wait, the General Lee had that Confederate flag on its roof. How does that align with the good guys always win message he later claimed the show embodied? That contradiction is wild. It makes me wonder how much of the show's legacy is built on nostalgia versus the actual values it promoted. And then there's the politics angle. This guy who once got drunk and failed multiple marriages found redemption through acting, only to later take on Newt Gingrich in a congressional race. The fact that he filed an ethics complaint against Gingrich over tax-deductible donations for a partisan cause. That's not just political drama, it's a full-blown soap opera. I mean, how many people get to say they took down a Speaker of the House with a CB radio personality and a heart attack? But let's talk about legacy. He opened Cooter's stores selling t-shirts and tumblers, which feels like a weirdly perfect business model. Why would someone turn their character into a retail brand? It's like the ultimate capitalist move, capitalizing on nostalgia while pretending it's just fun. And yet, it worked. The show never lost its popularity, even as the world changed around it. That's the power of a well-crafted myth. What this really suggests is that our cultural icons aren't just celebrities, they are vessels for our collective memories. Ben Jones didn't just play a character, he became a symbol of a certain era of America. And now, as we remember him, we are left asking, was he the man who saved his life through acting, or the man who tried to fix a broken system with the same stubbornness as Cooter's garage? I think that's the question we should all be asking ourselves when we watch reruns of the Dukes of Hazzard tonight.